The committee will come to order. The Committee of County, Cities, and Towns is now in order. Welcome to the second to last episode of Dream It, Plan It, Build It, our lovely Committee on Shires and Spires. We have a lot of things before a lot of bills before the committee today, so just some administrative notes. One, if the bill was previously before a subcommittee, unless there are substantial amendments or substitutes, we will not hear testimony. So if you are online and you can hear me and you are signed up for a bill that you do not believe is going to be amended or substituted, we are going to be very exciting today. You're happy to watch us, but we will not be taking testimony. We will move through our blocks, and again, this is our second to last one. There are still a handful of bills in full committee. If we have a subcommittee meeting next week, it will probably only be subcommittee 3, and that will take place on Thursday morning at 7:30. We don't have very many bills left, so we may just go to full committee on Friday. That will be our final committee before a crossover. If you are a patron with a bill that we've missed or it hasn't come up fully, feel free to come talk to me. Happy to discuss the bill with you, and we will finish all the committee's business in a quick committee meeting next Friday. If the bill wasn't on today, it's just a factor of we were starting to get a very long docket, so that's all. Don't infer anything from that. All right, with that, we will move to the first block in our. We will take. The clerk will open the rolls. The clerk will close the rolls. A quorum is present. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we go to the first block, actually, I want to take care of an administrative request, which was we have a bill from. We have block 2. No, we'll go ahead and just do block 1 first. That's fine. So go ahead, Delegate. Ask, or if the clerk can report all of the bills in block 1. Or go ahead, Delegate Askew, can you just report the bills in block 1? That's fine.
All right. Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, we had a few bills that we have recommended to go to 2027 in the subcommittee yesterday, and I'll read those off as such. We had HB 914 by Delegate Lopez. We had HB 1021 by Delegate Reeser. We had HB 1394 by Delegate Cole, and we had HB 1430 by Delegate Cousins, and I so move.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that the listed bills are carried over to the 2027 session. That is a voice vote. All those in favor shall say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Hearing none, the bills are carried over to the 2027 session. Thank you, Delegate Askew. Okay, block 2, we have requests from the patrons to strike these 2 bills. So House Bill 844 and House Bill 1061. We will move in block, if somebody would make that motion.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded to strike House Bill 844 and 1061. The clerk shall open the rolls. The clerk will close the rolls. The bills are stricken from the docket. Next in front of us, a bill for which we will have discussion and debate, House Bill 1122, Delegate Reed. Delegate Reed, we will give you 2 minutes to, I understand that you have a substitute, or line amendment, is it line amendments or a substitute?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, thank you very much. There is a single line amendment.
Okay, so there's going to be a line amendment. So what we're going to do is we're going to adopt the line amendment. Then you'll have 2 minutes to present your bill. We will offer 4 minutes for testimony in support of the bill, 4 minutes in testimony in opposition to the bill. That is total. So while the delegate is presenting, if you are opposed or for the bill and you guys want to huddle and figure out how you want to use your 4 minutes, please do that quietly in the back. Please don't steal everybody's time. Then we will move to online. We actually don't have any online testimony, so we'll only take in-room testimony. Delegate Reed, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
We'll move those amendments.
So has the amendment been accepted?
It is not. So we'll move. Can someone move the line amendment?
Move the line amendment.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The line amendment is before us, so if you can explain the bill with the line amendment, we'd
All right,
appreciate that.
thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, everyone, for this morning. So let me just tell you what the line amendment does. In Section C, it strikes that whole first sentence that was in there that says, once vested, uncompleted projects are governed by the ordinances and regulations in effect at the time of approval. This was one of the major concerns that came up in the subcommittee about the fact that it was providing an open-ended review for a project that had been approved 10, 20, 30, or 40 years ago, that it would still be on the books and still be allowed to move forward. So we have recognized the stakeholders' concern about that, and we have removed that particular piece of legislation. All right, that particular part of this piece of legislation. What this does is this goes through and it actually defines what would be considered a material change or a non-material change, so that we can have a process in place at the localities for them to be able to move forward with housing developments, because we're still trying to address from many different aspects how we're going to be able to address the housing shortage, both in first-time home buyers and rental units. The number that we have heard repeatedly is that it's somewhere between 200 and 250,000 units shortage across the Commonwealth, and the problem is getting 10,000 units worse each year. And as I mentioned in the subcommittee, we're not just going to be able to incentivize ourselves out of this problem. So what this does is this provides definitions about what would be considered a material or a non-material change. It creates parameters around how long that there is a time to review that. So, Mr. Chair, that is a summary of the legislation before you.
Thank you so much, Delegate Reed, for explaining the amendment and the bill before us. We also, I will make a correction, we do have one person online to testify against, so we'll let them do it when we get to that point. All right, at this moment, if you are here to testify for the bill or against the bill, please come up. For on the right side, against on the left side. Get close to the podium. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody here for the bill?
Mr. Chairman, Andrew Clark with the Home Builders Association of Virginia. The delegate explained it well. Predictability in the process is absolutely critical for the industry. When you work on a plan in good faith and things change at the last minute, the economics of these projects can drastically alter from month to month. And so this legislation goes a far way in providing predictability at the local level. So we support the bill and happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Phil Abraham, representing the Virginia Association for Commercial Real Estate. We thank Delegate Reed for bringing this bill and for adding some statutory clarity to what is a material and a non-material change. Thank you.
We'll pause for 1 second. Delegate Wyatt, I didn't see your request to speak. Did you have a question for somebody who's up, or do you want to speak?
Mr. Chairman,
we can take questions when we get a little later.
wait till these.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, Randy Grumbine, representing the Virginia Manufactured Modular Housing Association. We stand in support.
Thank you. All right. I see there is another side of the podium lined up. Let's go ahead and restart the clock, and let's hear about the concerns of this bill. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Alexander McCauley for the Piedmont Environmental Council. I don't think we have any idea whether this bill solves the problem that Delegate Reed just identified. In essence, that we're throwing a lot of new language into a statute that's already enormously complicated. It gets heavily litigated, and there are a lot of words in here, a lot of provisions. We just don't know what the implications are. We don't know whether this implicates data center approvals. So we submit respectfully that it's not ready for prime time. It needs a lot more work, and we would ask you not to report the bill.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Eldon James on behalf of the Virginia Chapter of the American Planning Association. I want to thank the patron. One of our concerns you did address, and we appreciate that. Our other concern that we stated in subcommittee deals with lines 63 through 66 and the very punitive high cost, which would include attorney's fees, et cetera. This is plowing some new ground, and I do agree with the comments of the gentleman before me about we're still trying to digest this. Thank you.
Morning, Trip Pollard, Southern Environmental Law Center. Of
agree with some of the comments already, but I do want to especially thank the patron. His line amendment addresses, I think, the most serious problem that we had. It does change a lot of things that have been litigated in settled law, and I would ask also specifically, one thing that has not been mentioned, 3 other parts of the code have a caveat to similar language in case of mistake, fraud, change in circumstance, and I would ask that you add that to the bill as well. So look forward to continue working with the patron.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Michelle Gowdy from the Virginia Municipal League. Our particular problem was with C4 in this bill, where it discusses third-party financing and or contractual agreements. We really wonder how a locality can be responsible for third-party financing and the implications that that could have. So for that reason and for the other reasons mentioned by Eldon James, we oppose the bill.
Mr. Chairman, Joe Lurch with the Virginia Association of Counties, and thanks to the patron for working on addressing a problem. Still want to work on potential changes should this go forward to address some of the other issues that were addressed by the other commenters. So thank you.
Thank you. We have one testimony, Mr. John McCarthy online. Are you online? Go ahead, Mr. McCarthy. You have a minute.
I am, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is John McCarthy, Senior Advisor with the Piedmont Environmental Council. And Mr. McCauley has already represented our position, but I want to add my own, which as a second career, my first career was as a county administrator and zoning administrator, which I administered a zoning ordinance for over 30 years. I do appreciate the efforts of the patron to improve this bill, but both the existing vested rights statutes complications and the fact that there are a lot of permutations of effects of this bill that concern me downstream, most particularly that I in my own professional career approved 2 commercial site plans, which apparently are going to be implicated by this bill. They are in areas that have subsequently developed residentially. I'd be very concerned about the ability of the original proposers of those site plans that are still extant and on the books, but practically unlikely to be developed at this point. They maybe could be, which suddenly is a big concern to me. So I think the downstream consequences of not having a shot clock on this bill in particular, as well as all the concerns expressed by the previous speakers, mean that this bill needs a little bit more time and a little bit more care. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll now turn to the committee for questions. Delegate Wyatt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank the delegate for bringing this bill. Can you explain to me, and I'm not a developer, so if things in this bill includes the right to make minor modifications, including the use of density, intensity, building massing, height of structures, site layout and configuration, does it take the authority away from the locality once they have approved it if someone wants to go from vinyl siding to brick or vice versa, if they want to go from 100 lots to 150 lots, do they may have a common area set aside for a park or recreational center, and now it gives the developer the right to do away with that park? It just explain to me or help me understand we're taking a lot of this authority away from the local governing body.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I would direct the delegate to the beginning of Section C now that says, because it also defines what a material change would be. So a proposed material change to a project including an increase in density, floor area, ratio, number of dwelling units by more than 10% above the original approved, and so it goes on. So there is a quantifiable number in there. But again, as we've talked about, this is intended to provide some certainty so that we don't have this churn of approvals that then last months, if not years. And that is one of the things that we're grappling with, all of us here. How do we create an environment to build more homes if we have delays and we have the lack of a timely appeal process?
And Mr. Follow-up question or comment.
Would you like to speak to the bill, or would you like to
speak
ask
to
the
bill?
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, and I appreciate the comment. If I buy a house in a subdivision that is newly developed and what I'm buying, which I think that I'm getting, and there may be a vacant lot or a recreational area beside me, and they want to increase the density 10%, it could be, it's a lot of smoking mirrors here and really deceiving for a homeowner that's buying in a new development that could change while the development is building out. So I have concerns for this bill, Mr. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any other comments or questions from the committee? Use your request to speak button. All right, Delegate Shin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I might ask a question and potentially to council about whether zoning administrators are currently in their roles making decisions about what is and isn't a material or non-material change? Like, is that a thing that localities and zoning administrators already are able to determine?
All right, I'll turn that over to council. Jeff.
Mr. Chair, the current statute is silent on exactly how that process works. I assume that in many localities, zoning administrators are making those decisions now.
All right, thank you very much, council. All right, Delegate, you'll get the last word, and then we'll let the committee operate by motion.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. And I would just kind of like to address the question and concern raised by the delegate from Hanover, is that I think we need to recognize that the particular scenario that he's talked about is one that is going to be driven by the market forces. I can tell you that when we went and we bought our house 26 years ago in Loudoun County, we knew what we were getting into. They had sold us this house, and had it materially changed, we had the ability to get our deposit back and go someplace else. And so I think this is where the market is going to drive those forces. So there's not going to be a bait and switch with a developer having said, we're going to build this, and then you're going to get something else. So I would appreciate your consideration of this. Again, I think we talked earlier that there are different ways that we're trying to address this housing shortage across the Commonwealth, and I think this is another opportunity to be able to add to that.
All right, thank you very much. With that, the committee operates by motion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Delegate Sewell.
I move that we take House Bill 1122 by for the day so that we can continue to work and provide some clarification on some of the noted concerns.
It's been moved and properly seconded to take the bill by for the day. Delegate Reed, if this goes forward, I appreciate your patience on this bill because I think there's a lot of different moving pieces. I know you've worked very diligently. That is a voice vote. So with that, all those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Hearing none, Delegate Reed, you and I can talk offline, and we'll certainly see you next week.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, members of the committee.
Appreciate it. All right, the next bill up before us is House Bill 457 and Delegate Sewell's House Bill 1234. Delegate Sewell, did you want to present from up here?
Sure.
Okay, you can do that. All right, so with that, I would entertain, at the request of both patrons, a motion to incorporate House Bill 457 into House Bill 1234. Will somebody please make that motion? It's been moved and properly seconded to incorporate those bills. That is a voice vote. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Hearing none, House Bill 1234 with the incorporated bill is now before us. Delegate Sewell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the subcommittee. I have a substitute prepared for House Bill 1234.
All right, can somebody please move that substitute?
Move the substitute.
It's been moved and properly seconded. The substitute, all those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The substitute is before us and looks like it has been posted on LIS, so it is there for everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 1234 gives localities a simple, practical tool to make better use of space that we're already paving. Across the Commonwealth, we build large parking lots that sit in the sun all day, generating heat, but builds no additional revenue. The legislation allows localities, if they choose, to require solar canopies over new or expanded non-residential parking lots with 100 or more spaces. I want to be clear, this is not a statewide mandate. No locality is required to adopt this. It simply gives communities the authority to decide for themselves based on their own climate, energy, and land use goals whether solar parking canopies make sense. If adopted, a locality can require canopies over up to 50% of the lot, generating clean energy that can directly power nearby buildings, lower utility costs, and reduce heat island effects. The bill is designed to be flexible with adaptable designs third-party financing options, and regional exemptions, including for primarily residential projects and mixed-use development projects where more than half of the development is housing. The benefits are straightforward: lower costs, more in-state energy generation, shaded parking, and new clean energy jobs, all without using additional land, and the bill goes into effect in 2027 to allow for planning and implementing. Members, this is smart, local, and practical energy policy, and I respectfully ask for your support.
Thank you. We will move to committee discussion. Is there anybody who would like to ask a question or speak? Delegate Keys-Gamarra, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to make sure I understand the language as I see it on lines 29 through 31. It appears that the patron is giving the locale flexibility to not only say give an option of providing for this qualified parking, but also deviation from that during discussion in the land use process. Am I reading that correctly? Is the question I have?
That is correct.
Delegate?
Oh, my apologies, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would respond to the delegate that is correct.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. The dangers of doing it from up here.
Exactly.
All right. With that, I see no other questions in the queue. We will turn to testimony in person. Is there anybody who would like to speak in favor of this bill? There is a lot of people who would like to speak in favor of this bill. All right, let's go ahead and put 4 minutes on the board.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Jay Ford with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. We're very grateful to the delegate for bringing this piece of legislation. This is helping address a crucial need in our energy portfolio, and that is helping to accelerate distributed generation around the state. We have been spending a lot of time talking about how we get more utility scale solar, and a very fair complaint we have heard is, where is it in the built environment? This is not a silver bullet, but it is a really important tool in the toolbox to allow localities the option to use this. And I think all the reasons that the delegate presented make the case. We hope you all support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Blair Sandler Olson with the Virginia League of Conservation Voters. Can't say much more than what Jay said, but I will add one additional point. You'll hear before you today another bill on EV readiness. And parking lot solar actually helps us also integrate EV readiness into the built environment. So you're not just helping reduce the impact of solar on green fields in the community, but you're also helping modernize our built environment to help accelerate our clean energy transition and lower costs. So we would ask you to support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Josephus Allman with the Southern Environmental Law Center. We'd like to associate our comments with those of Virginia LCV, and we support the bill.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Lillian Anderson with Virginia Conservation Network, and on behalf of the environmental community, we strongly support this bill and support accelerating the deployment of more solar on the built environment as a way to ease pressure on and protect our natural resources while we work towards meeting our clean energy goals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. I'm Melissa Aslan on behalf of Chesapeake Climate Action Network Action Fund. We support the bill.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members, Walton Shepard on behalf of NRDC. We support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair and members of the committee, Brent Hunsinger, Friends of the Rappahannock. The hope is that more solar over parking lots equals less solar on forests, and that's our goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, Committee, Rachel Henley with Virginia Farm Bureau. I do apologize. I have not been able to digest the substitute, but we do appreciate more solar on parking lots and urban areas to help lift the load away from our farms and forests. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Ken Hutchison on behalf of Walmart. We had some significant concerns with the introduced version of the bill, but want to thank the patron for working with stakeholders to get it into a much better posture. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Phil Abraham on behalf of the Virginia Association for Commercial Real Estate. We had a lot of concerns with this bill as introduced. We really thank Delegate Sewell for working with us. We proposed a series of amendments, most of which are in this bill. There's still a couple of things we look forward to working on, but we do appreciate the changes which make the bill a lot better. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All those opposed? All right. Seeing none, we will turn online for comments. I see Mr. Shippey, or you? I do see you there. Go ahead, Mr. Shippey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Bob Shippey with Sierra Club, and we support the bill.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shippey. Mr. Prelu, I hope I got your name right, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We associate our comments with LCB. Brandon Prelu, Solar United Neighbors, associate our comments with LCB, and we support this.
Thank you so much. Seeing nobody opposed to the Vice Chair's bill online, we now turn to discussion of the Vice Chair's bill. Seeing none, I would entertain a motion at this time on the Vice Chair's bill.
Mr. Chair, with thanks to the patron for her diligent work on this, I'd move to report with substitute.
All right, it's been moved to report with substitute the Vice Chair's bill with the substantive work she's done with stakeholders. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports on a vote of 19-0. With that, we'll move to House Bill 496. At the request of the patron, I would entertain a motion to carry this over to the 2027 session.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. That is a voice vote. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All those opposed shall say no. The bill is carried over to the 2027 session. Thank you so much, Delegate Guzman, for your hard work on that. The next bill before us is House Bill 995. It is substantially similar to House Bill 549. I do not see the patron of I do see the patron of 549 here. So with that, I would entertain a motion to incorporate House Bill 995 into House Bill 549.
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Hearing none. Delegate Hope, the floor is yours with House Bill 549, and ask you have Delegate Siebold on as a chief co-patron.
I will. Thank you, Mr.
All right,
Chairman.
thank you very
much. I do have a substitute, and then there is a line
Move the
amendment.
substitute. Second.
We have the wrong bill up right now. It should be House Bill 549, Mr. Clerk. Give us a second to get administratively in order. And then Delegate Hope, what I'd ask you to do is just very briefly describe the substitute and the line amendment, and then we'll move the substitute, and then we'll move the line amendment after both explanations.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. What House Bill 549, it puts a bill in a posture that we passed last year. It has the consensus of all stakeholders. We've been working many years on this bill and reached to a point where there's agreement. So the substitute goes back to the bill from last year, but it also adds a work group, so brings stakeholders together to work on tree canopy issues into the future.
All right. So would it be the delegates' hope that with the work group it now goes to rules?
Oof.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay. I'm okay. Is there a doctor in the house?
All right. With that, can someone please move the substitute?
Move the committee substitute.
All those in favor shall say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Okay. The substitute is before us. Can we report the line amendment, please? Can you read out the line amendment, Mr. Sharp? Oh, do you have the line amendment?
The work group.
Okay.
Part of the substitute.
The line amendment is in the substitute?
It's in
What is the
substitute.
thing that you're hoping that it says so we can make sure that it is there?
It's the work group.
It is the work group, okay. Is the work group in the substitute?
Yeah, my mistake. It's already part of it.
I don't think that's correct.
All right. Can we be at ease for a moment? For committee members, I know we just had passed out a substitute. It caused a little bit of confusion. Please look at the substitute on LIS. That has the work group in it.
If you have the copy, it's
If you had the copy, it's in a different, it's on line 301, but that's not how the bill is now constructed. So we do not need to move an amendment. And so with that, I'm happy to entertain questions from the committee. All right, seeing none, will all those in favor of this bill, which there is apparently peace in the valley, please stand up? And if you wanted to come up and just state your name and organization, that would be fine. And then we can put like 2 minutes up because it sounds like we've seen a lot of testimony on this bill. All right.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Jay Ford with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. We strongly support this bill, and we're deeply grateful to the delegate for bringing it back a third time, and this time to get it across the line.
Okay, third time's the charm. All right.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Blair St. Ledger Olson on behalf of Virginia LCV, and like Mr. Chair said, third time's the charm. We look forward to this bill advancing. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Andrew Clark with the Home Builders. We also support the bill. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Rebecca Malpass with the Virginia Conservation Network, and we fully support this bill. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chair, Trip Pollard, Southern Environmental Law Center. We support the bill.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, my name is Cammie Blatt with Southside Relief, and we strongly support this bill.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, Ken Wright, Potomac Conservancy. We also support this bill.
All right, y'all can come right on up. All right, thank you.
Mr. Chair, Friends of the Rappahannock, and we support this bill.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chair, Shannon Orca, James River Association, we support this bill.
All right, thank you.
Sarah Thomas, Virginia Association for Commercial Real Estate, support the bill. Thank you.
All right, is there anybody here with the pitchforks out for this bill? I see none. We'll now turn online. We have 3 folks online. Mr. Ross, we're going to do just 1 minute for everybody. I think you can see that this bill seems to be on a great trajectory. All right.
Robert Ross with the Friends of Indian River in Chesapeake. We support this bill.
Amazing. Mr. Shippey.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Bob Shippey with Sierra Club. We appreciate the patrons' persistence and fully support the bill.
And I don't see Mr. Benson online, but Mr. Benson, if you had technical trouble, please do submit written testimony. We're excited to see it. With that, I will turn this back to to the committee, Delegate Martinez. We still have other folks in the queue, so if that was to make a comment or a question, that's great. If it's to make a motion, let's just hold. Go ahead, Delegate Martinez.
Mr. Chair, I would like to thank
Mr. Delegate Martinez, your microphone is not on. You're on now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to thank the delegate for his bill. I know that I've been very pro saving tree canopies, especially during neighborhoods that are next to developments. You know, those two. The only thing I would like to see happen, maybe in the future, is in this kind of legislation to include that non-invasive species or invasive species be considered in preserving tree canopy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Delegate Martinez. Delegate Wyatt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And just a question for the patron. Does this increase the canopy that's required? I see it increases to 25% in residential site zone, more than 2, but not more than 4 units per acre, to 35% of tree canopy for residential sites at 2 or fewer units per acre. So this truly increases the canopy, which will increase cost to homeowners and not make, it'll continue to drive up the affordability of the lot.
Mr. Chairman, I'd answer, this is a permissive bill, Mr.
Go
Chairman.
ahead, Delegate. Yep.
This is a permissive bill. It allows localities to take this measure, so it's completely within their purview if they want to do it. Some localities actually do meet this threshold. My locality in Arlington does. There's some that don't, but they would be allowed to do this.
All right. Thank you very much. I see no other further comments. The committee operates by motion.
Mr. Chair?
Go ahead, Delegate Sewell.
Mr. Chair, I move that we report House Bill 549 as substituted. Second.
All right. Reported and properly seconded as substitute. The clerk shall open the rolls. The clerk will close the roll. Delegate, your bill reports out on a vote of 15-3. Thank you so
Chairman,
much for working.
I think you would agree this is a good bill.
Everybody agrees. Delegate Lorax, okay. All right. Speaks for the trees. Next before us is House Bill 723. This was reported out of, this was recommended for reporting out of Subcommittee 1. So if we could just treat this as a subcommittee report. So Delegate Askew, do you mind just giving us the quick overview?
Yes, Mr. Chair. And again, that's HB 723?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you. HB 723 was patroned by Delegate Leftwich. This bill provides that any subdivision created 40 or more years prior to the sale or transfer of the subdivided residential property, or 60 or more years prior to the sale or transfer of the subdivided commercial property and other non-residential property should be deemed to be lawful. Under current law, no person shall sell or transfer any land of a subdivision before a plat has been duly approved and recorded unless the subdivision was lawfully created prior to the adoption of an applicable subdivision ordinance. The subcommittee recommended to report 5-1, and I so move.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded to report that that bill. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I remember reading about this, and I remember that there wasn't truly peace and understanding on this matter. So I actually propose that we continue House Bill 723 to next year, just so that we can bring all parties to the table and continue the conversation.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded to carry this over to the 2027. That is a superior motion to the motion to report made by Delegate Askew. With that, that is a voice vote. All those in favor shall say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Without objection, the bill is carried over to the 2027 session. Next before us is House Bill 778 by Delegate Thornton. Delegate Thornton, are you here? Okay. Oh, there you are. You're right there. Chairs to my back. We did take you there. Delegate Thornton, did you want to present? This bill? I know we discussed it, or did you want us to just move on it? Okay. All right. With prior discussion with Delegate Thornton, who's worked very, very hard on this bill, and we got still some work to do, I would entertain a motion to carry this over to the 2027 session. All right, it's been properly moved and seconded to carry this bill over to the 2027 session. That is a voice vote. All those in favor shall say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Without objection, the bill is carried over to the 2027 session. Thank you so much, Delegate. Next before us is House Bill 833 from Delegate McClure. Delegate McClure, I think you told me you have...
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have an amendment in the nature of a substitute.
All right, let's give a second for that to be, if we could go ahead and post that substitute, and I would entertain a motion to, it is an amendment, okay. If we could go ahead and, if you could please explain that amendment, Jeff?
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I'll defer to the patron, but the main gist is we're going to replace, throughout in numerous places, replace the Commission on Electric Utility Regulation with the Department of Energy.
Okay, that seems pretty straightforward. Everybody got that? Did someone move the amendment? All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. All right, the amended bill is before us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As council stated, the substitute simply has a bunch of line amendments that just replaces who will drive this. So HB 833 would allow, not require, local governments to set minimum standards for EV charging and EV readiness and new building construction and major renovations. Virginia law currently limits local governments from making those new buildings EV ready. Charging is most affordable at home, and HB 833 would help more Virginians take advantage of these savings. Mr. Chairman, new construction is actually most cost effective at the time when the electrical infrastructure is put in place. So according to the home builders who could correct me if I'm wrong, the cost is next to nothing if you do it up front. So EV ready policies can avoid future costly building upgrades and EV use as EV use grows over time. So Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, it is my hope that you would recommend reporting HB 833.
All right, thank you very much, Delegate McClure. I turn it to discussion from the committee. I don't see anybody in the queue, so with that, if you are in favor of this bill, please come forward. We will put 4 minutes up. If you're opposed, you can also please come up on the other side. We'll put 4 minutes up. And with that, let's begin testimony.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Blair St. Ledger Olson with the Virginia League of Conservation Voters. I'd like to thank the delegate who has been working diligently with us on this issue to help make sure that as we're doing our planning, that we are thinking thoughtfully about our EV transition. It's way more cost effective for us to make sure things are EV ready up front as opposed to retrofitting years down the road. So this is truly about making sure we're incorporating smart planning, that we're helping prepare so that those who want to go electric can, and that we're doing it in an affordable manner. And I'd like to join the rest of my folks and ask them to come up.
All right, thank you.
Morning, Trip Pollard, Southern Environmental Law Center. I want to thank the patron. I think she did a great job of explaining it and also associate with the remarks of LCV. I think just want to underscore that charging at home is the most affordable option for drivers, and it is cheapest to prepare for that up front. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Andrew Clark with the Home Builders Association of Virginia. We associate ourselves with the remarks of the previous speaker. As the delegate said, a lot of the cost from EVs really comes from the development process and how that affects the ability for builders, whether multifamily or single family, to hit the lot yields necessary to meet demand. So we look forward to the stakeholder group, and we hope you will support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the subcommittee. Melissa Aslin again with Chesapeake Climate Action Network Action Fund. We support the bill.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. My name is Fatima Kamara with the Virginia Conservation Network. For the reasons stated, we support the bill. Thanks.
Thank you.
Chris Peterson on behalf of the Electrification Coalition. We support the bill for the reasons stated.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, members, Walton Shepard on behalf of NRDC. We support the bill. Thank you.
All right. All those opposed to the bill, please step forward. All right. Is there testimony? There is testimony online. It is Mr. Garena. Go ahead. We have 1 minute, sir.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm a lead organizer for Drive Electric RVA, a community of hundreds of electric vehicle owners and enthusiasts in Central Virginia. We support the bill to reduce barriers to the installation of EV charging in new single-family and multifamily residential developments. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Delegate Wyatt, I see that you popped up in the queue. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And a question for the patron. Can a developer already do this if they choose as an amenity to their development to put in EV charging stations?
Mr. Chairman, I won't speak on behalf of the developers, but I'll ask Andrew Clark with the Home Builders Association to come up and answer that.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask the delegate to repeat that?
The question was, do you have the option to do this already as an amenity?
The option to, Mr. Chairman, Delegate Wyatt, the option to install EV infrastructure, I would say yes. And I think the crux of this bill is how you do it efficiently and how localities and development community can make sure they're not eating up a whole lot of land with infrastructure and costs that really end up driving costs for the home buyer. So this bill is really predominantly focused on reducing the cost of housing.
All right, thank you very much. I see that Delegate Sewell has a comment or a question.
Mr. Chair, I have a motion at the appropriate time.
All right, well, before that, we'll give the delegate the last word. Would you like to add anything?
No, Mr. Chair, just thank you to all the stakeholders for working on this over the years.
All right, go ahead, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we report House Bill 833 with amendment and re-refer to appropriations.
It has been motioned and properly seconded to report and refer House Bill 833 as amended to the Committee on Appropriations. The clerk shall open the rolls. The clerk shall open the roll. With appropriations, yeah. The rolls are open. The clerk shall close the roll. The bill is reported and referred as amended to the Committee on Appropriations. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Delegate.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee.
All right. Delegate Garrett, your bill, House Bill 985, is before us. You have 2 minutes for your presentation. We'll entertain 4 minutes testimony either side after discussion.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
with
Chair.
that, the floor is yours, Delegate Garrett.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I want to start out this way. The first thing I want to do is acknowledge that the subcommittee chair was way more kind and considerate to me than he needed to be, and I want to say thank you. The second thing I want to do is acknowledge that, Mr. Chair, the last time I came before you and you had a gavel, I made you use it, and I apologize. You know what? If I want to be the guy I want to be, sometimes I got to do things that aren't comfortable. So I'm making very clear eye contact to say I'm sorry. Nobody told me to do that. If they had, I wouldn't have, but it was the right thing to do. So, on to the bill.
Thank you, Delegate.
Delegate McClure has HB 1234, and I think this body knows that probably Garrett and those guys are going to vote this way. I like her bill, and let me tell you why. Because it allows localities to do something. And I'm going to vote for it if it gets to the floor. And that might shock some of my colleagues because the way I see this, when we allow localities to do something, the money will follow the ideas, and maybe some business will go, oh, that costs too much. We're going to go do it in Garrett's district. And I'm not trying to be mean. I say this with all sincerity and respect. And so maybe we get some jobs that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And by gosh, we could use some more electricity on the grid, right? And so this is that. This bill is, hey, how about we let local land use decisions be local? If there were a bill to mandate that localities require solar over parking spaces, I'd oppose it. I'd give a floor speech and stomp my feet and try to do it respectfully, Mr. Chairman, because even though we disagree, we don't have to be disagreeable. And sometimes I need to take my own medicine on that. And so with that said, Mr. Chair, we sought some buy-in from the home builders who had a problem with this bill. We didn't hear back from them in time. I know what's going on, and I don't say this to disparage anybody. This bill is not going to go forward. So with that, Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I would move to strike the bill and let you guys know that I carry it because my localities think that they should have control over land use decisions, and I want to carry that message for them. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you, Delegate. The delegate has asked that well, you can't move to have it stricken from the dais, but the delegate has asked, we generally entertain patron requests to strike their own bills. So with that, would somebody please make that motion?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded to strike House Bill 985. That is a recorded vote. The clerk will open the rolls. The clerk will close the roll. The bill is stricken from the docket on a vote of 18-1. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Y'all have a great
Appreciate your
day.
words today. All right. Next up before us is House Bill 1149. This bill was actually laid on the table in subcommittee. We're not going to pick it back up from the table. So we'll move back on to House Bill 1212. From Madam Vice Chair. Go ahead, Delegate Sewell, and tell us about your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the subcommittee. House Bill 1212 is a targeted measure designed to help addressing rising home costs by ensuring local zoning ordinances allow at least one viable option for starter homes and homeownership opportunities, while also respecting local authority and existing community character. Homeownership is increasingly out of reach for many Virginians, and land costs are one of the key drivers pushing new home prices higher. In communities where zoning requires larger home lots, those added land costs are inevitably reflected in the price of every new home. But allowing smaller home lots can reduce development costs by using land and infrastructure more efficiently. This approach allows for a modest increase in the numbers of homes while remaining consistent with development patterns already found in many established Virginia neighborhoods. The result is greater opportunity for first-time homebuyers, downsizing seniors who want to maintain and remain in the communities that they love, and working families without relying on public subsidy. HB 1212 ensures that local zoning ordinances provide the flexibility and housing industry needs to respond to local demand, making it possible to deliver smarter homes and support homeownership. The bill applies to localities with populations over 20,000 and requires that each maintain at least one zoning district permitting single-family homes on lot sizes of 3,000 square feet or less. The bill also, I completely forgot to move the committee, a substitute. I'm so sorry.
Substitute? Second.
The substitute has been moved. If you can take and properly seconded, we will adopt it, but if you could take like 25 seconds, Delegate Sewell, to explain what's left, I appreciate that. All right.
For sure.
So properly moved and seconded to adopt the substitute. All those in favor shall say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Hearing none, the substitute is adopted. Delegate Sewell, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I will just simply say that HB 1212 takes a balanced approach to increasing housing supply and expanding homeownership opportunities, and it utilizes best practices outlined by the National Association of Home Builders and the National League of Cities, and mirrors like what localities have already implemented in many corners of the Commonwealth.
And Madam Vice Chair, just because we were not online very long, what are the major differences between the substitute and the introduced bill, please?
Yes, so we eliminate 2/2s and townhomes from the legislation, and that's the primary substantive change that you'll find in the bill.
All right, thank you, Delegate Sewell. And I see for the committee that the substitute is available on LIS. With that, I'll turn to questions from the committee. I see none. We'll turn to testimony for the bill. All right, we'll go ahead and put up 4 minutes again, please. There is no penalty, though, for not using it all.
Won't need that long. Mr. Chairman, Andrew Clark with the Home Builders Association of Virginia. We do support the bill. This is one of several policy proposals brought forward by kind of collective of local governments and industry trying to find balanced measures to increasing supply and addressing housing costs. So hope you will support the bill. Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Opposition? No, okay, in favor of the bill. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Mike Sherman with the County Henrico. We'd like to thank the patron for her willingness to take some amendments to make this bill a little easier for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. With that, we'll turn back to, there's nobody online as far as I can tell. If any discussion from the committee or further questions? Seeing none, the committee operates by motion on this other bill by our vice chair as with substitute. It has been moved to report our vice chair's bill with a substitute. The clerk shall open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports on a vote of 16-3. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Next before us, thank you for waiting patiently, Delegate Pope Adams, House Bill 1316. Talk to us about removal of clutter and mowing grass. And do you have a substitute?
No.
Okay, we're ready.
All righty. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. HB 1316 makes a narrow but important clarification to Virginia's clutter statute as it applies to Planning District 19. Under current law, clutter ordinances can be applied to agricultural property, which has led to confusion in enforcement. This bill clarifies that in Planning District 19, clutter ordinances do not apply to land zoned for agricultural use unless the parcel is 1 acre or less and used for residential purposes. This bill was brought to me by one of my localities who has faced difficulty in enforcement when faced with the challenge of distinguishing between trash and clutter. Most importantly, Mr. Chairman, this bill does not weaken public health or safety protections. Localities retain full authority to address trash, garbage, and true hazards, and residential parcels remain subject to enforcement. This is a balanced, common sense clarification that respects both the locality and the agricultural zoning. So with that, I respectfully ask the committee to report.
All right, thank you. Is there discussion from the committee? I see no questions or discussion. Is there anybody here in the room who would like to testify for this bill? I see none. Anybody to testify in opposition to the bill? All right, I see one. Go ahead, sir. Sir, just because we're reaching late, come on up. We'll give you 1 minute, okay?
Mr. Chair, Dr. Panagiotis Yannakouros, Virginia Progressives. This bill also expands tall grass and weed authority, and under that authority, this pollinator habitat was destroyed. Planning District 6, which did a similar expansion, testified as as they feared more lawn ordinances, a pollinator habitat destroyed there. This is a proximate barrier for many of the groups that you see here. That Section 3 should be discussed potentially in Housing Commission, and I would hope that this bill could be set aside until Section 3 has been dealt with instead of entrenching and expanding it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for your testimony. With that, I'll turn it back to the committee. Delegate, I often give the last word, but since there was very little word, did you want to say anything else about this bill?
Just that I respect the opposition, but again, this bill is only to Planning District 19.
All right, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I move that we report House Bill 1316. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded to report House Bill 1316. The clerk will open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports out unanimously. Thank you, Delegate Pope Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. The next bill, again, we didn't really split up the docket as subcommittee reports, so I apologize for that. That's on me. But House Bill 1463 is Subcommittee 1. Can we go ahead and just go ahead and provide the information on the bill?
Mr. Chair, from Subcommittee Number 1, we've got House Bill 1463 from Delegate Thomas. This provides that a landowner or homeowner can place a manufactured home that meets the current HUD manufactured housing code upon any lot in a valid non-conforming mobile or manufactured home park, regardless of whether a valid non-conforming manufactured home is currently located on such lot or not. The bill also provides that for the purposes of determining whether a use has been continuous, an existing mobile or manufactured home shall be considered a valid non-conforming mobile or manufactured home, regardless of whether such mobile or manufactured home has been occupied during the preceding 2-year period. And the subcommittee recommended reporting 7-0. Mr. Chair, and I would so move.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to report House Bill 1463. The clerk shall open the roll. The clerk will close the roll. The bill reports out on a vote of 17-0. Thank you so much, Delegate Shin. Delegate Askew, your bill is before us, House Bill 1477. Delegate Askew, given that it's already 10 o'clock, do you mind if we just constrain your testimony about the bill down to about a minute and then a minute for people in the room, et cetera?
Absolutely. I was already ahead of you.
All right, let's go ahead and move expeditiously. Go ahead, Delegate Askew.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, before us, I have HB 1477. This bill amends the charter of the City of Norfolk to require on any property where there is a substantial negative impact on public health, safety, and welfare, conforming with the city's zoning ordinance within a reasonable time to be specified by ordinance, but never less than 2 years. Hope it's the will of the body will of the committee to pass this bill.
Thank you so much. Is there any questions or comments on the bill from the committee? The committee also would like to move expeditiously. Is there anybody in the room who would like to testify expeditiously for or against this bill?
City of Norfolk, we're very supportive of the bill, Mr. Chairman.
That was very expeditious. Thank you, City of Norfolk. Is there anybody who would like to testify expeditiously or otherwise against the bill? Seeing none. Seeing none online, this committee operates by motion unless there's somebody who'd like to slow down the train. All right, nobody wants to slow down the train. Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I move that we report House Bill 1477. Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded to report House Bill 1477 expeditiously. The clerk will open the roll. Vote quickly. All right, the clerk will close the roll. The bill reports on a vote of 17-0. The committee shall rise.